The Skoda Kodiaq. While this has never been a volume player for the Czech car maker in India, it is still a special product for the company because globally the first generation Kodiaq has sold over 900,000 units, and in India alone it has sold close to 10,600 units. While compared to some of the other brands and some models, that might not be a big number, but given the price segment and this category, it is quite substantial for Skoda. Today, we are with the second generation of the Kodiaq, and let's find out what has changed in terms of looks, features, and dynamics in this SUV as we drive it through to the city that never sleeps. Now, visually, the Kodiaq has completely changed. You get a more rounded design now, and you will notice that in the previous Kodiaq there was a bump right at the middle, but here you have two bumps on either side. This has been lowered, so this gives you a different kind of feel once you're inside the car and behind the steering wheel. The grille, of course, has been updated. This is more in line with the current lineup, and you'll see that there is a dark chrome treatment given the surrounds as well as the vertical slats. But the big update is the LED line which cuts the entire grille. This adds a bit of premiumness to the Kodiaq. Now, the headlamp too has been upgraded. You get a new set of crystalline LED headlamps, look much more brighter. Now we'll get to see that once we get the car outside and drive it. But yes, visually they do certainly look nice. And the borders around the grille too are dark chrome treatment. Now this is for the L&K trim. In the sports line you get glossy black elements. Towards the side you'll notice that you get 18-inch of alloy wheels. These are dual tone, silver and black. Similar combination is given on the sport line as well, but the design are different. Here you get a more aero style design. There it is a bit more sportier. Apart from that, you'll see more of those dark chrome treatment on the roof rails as well. Of course, these are for roof rails, and around the C-pillar too. Now the platform has been updated to the MQB Evo architecture. While that hasn't made any massive changes to the Kodiaq's dimension, the SUV is 59 mm longer now despite having the same wheelbase, which means the section behind the rear wheel has been extended. What that has resulted in is an improved seating layout and increased boot space. The cabin is where you'll get to see most of the new upgrades. Now, I am sitting inside the L&K trim, which is the top of the line variant. So you'll find here new leatherette upholstery. Now these are brown leatherette upholstery, and the big thing is that here you get ventilation, you get heating function as well as massage function, and both these seats also get these extenders for under thigh support. Now similar treatment has been added to the front dashboard as well, and here you get these nice textured effect as well, which is replicated on the door panels too. Now these are upgrades that we have spoken about in the first look video as well, the walk around. But some big things here are the 13-inch touchscreen infotainment unit. Now you get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, everything completely new. You get a new UI and lots of upgrades. And along with that, you also get a fully digital cluster for the driver. That is also quite informative. Now you get a ton of information over there. And the big upgrade that I particularly like is the center console. Yes, you will notice that there is no shifter unit or shifter dial because the gear shifter has now been relocated to the steering column. Now you have this twist function for selecting the gear, and you have this button for parking. What has that done is liberated a lot of room here. So you get these two sliding panels which gives you a ton of space. There are two phone chargers, wireless phone chargers, one over here and one besides that. There is this neat little tool that has been given. This is a nice microfiber that you can use to clean the screen. So that is a very neat touch, and there is a proper space to hold it as well. You also get some more pockets for your knickknacks, and this too can be extended to get 4 cup holders. Now in terms of comfort, both the front driver and co-driver seats come with power adjustability. You also get good lumbar support, and finally you also get a panoramic sunroof. Now, one of the big features that you get with the new Kodiaq is this smart dial system. Now, you get three dials over here, and each one of them is a multitask unit. The center dial, of course, is the main center, command center, and here you can have up to four different settings to adjust right from volume, the fan speed. So, you can fix and adjust them and get your preferred setting. The dials on either end can be used for climate control, and you press them once, you can go to heated function, press them again, you go to ventilation function. So yes, all three gives you some multiple usage, and this adds a bit of a nice feeling because this is something that you don't get to see in a lot of cars, and that is available over here.
The rear seat space has been improved, and you also get a recline function with 60-40 split seats. However, there is one very important feature that has been removed. That is, the new Kodiaq doesn't get the much loved headrest extenders which were offered earlier as part of the sleep package. Skoda says that it has been removed to comply with the new European guidelines for passenger compartments. When it comes to safety, the Kodiaq is packed to the brim with all the important active and passive safety features, and most of them are standard. What the Kodiaq doesn't get are advanced driver assistance systems or ADAS. Skoda says that the ADAS unit currently offered with the Kodiaq in Europe is too sensitive for the Indian roads, and it is working on a suit that can better adapt to Indian driving conditions.
Now, driving through the streets of Mumbai late in the night itself is a very unique experience. But when you have an SUV like the Kodiaq, it just elevates the overall feeling that you have. Now, it is the same 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine as before. However, Skoda has made some tuning and it now produces 13 bhp more. Now, that takes the overall output to 201 brake horsepower. As for the torque, it remains same as 320 Newton meter, but that is a good number and I have no complaints there. Now, in terms of driving itself, the SUV feels very eager. Slight pressure on the throttle and it simply goes and jets ahead with no hesitation. And that is a feeling I love. Now, it is not a maniac, it is not brash, but it is calculated and precise. And that is what you love.
Yes, despite its massive size, the Kodiaq feels quick, agile, and offers great control. There is next to no body roll, and even if you are taking a corner a bit too aggressively, the SUV feels composed and imparts enough confidence to make you feel like a pro.
Now, yes, there is a sports mode as well, and it is not something that will vastly improve the overall performance, but it improves the throttle response a bit more. The SUV feels a bit more eager, it feels a bit more sharp, and that is certainly something that you would like to enjoy once you have such open roads like I have right now. That is something that you get to enjoy in the Kodiaq. Now, in terms of transmission choice, you only have one option over here, which is the 7-speed DSG automatic, and it does a wonderful job at sending power to all four wheels. And that also adds to the overall driving experience because the car feels planted, it feels like it is ready to attack, but all the control is in your hands. As for how the SUV's on road mannerisms are, I have to say the ride quality is quite good. In fact, despite its good handling capabilities, that you do not have to compromise on ride quality. Yes, there is certain bit of body roll given its SUV body style. However, it is nothing too jarring. Also, you do not feel the big bumps or undulations on the road. It irons them out nicely. Yes, there is some amount of up and down movement, but it is not something that you will complain about. Overall, it is a good ride, and even passengers sitting at the back will enjoy it. So that makes it a very nice family SUV, and that also makes it a very nice chauffeur driven vehicle. So if that is something that you are looking for. Now, driving the Skoda Kodiaq through the streets of Mumbai in the night has also allowed me to test some very important factors, as if like the new headlights. These are quite nice. They illuminate the road nicely. The throw is also good, and you also get the auto function. So yes, that is a good addition. In addition to that, Skoda is also offering a very nice ambient light package, and you have multiple color tones that you can use the touchscreen to set and get the right mood. The new Skoda Kodiaq is certainly a good step up compared to the previous generation model. Yes, there are certain features that we expected from this SUV that are still not on offer, like level 2 ADAS or a much more premium rear seat experience with ventilated seats for rear passengers. However, when you look at it as a premium 7-seater family SUV, it ticks almost all the right boxes. And also, the dynamics has always been a big plus point for the Kodiaq, and it is still a very good USP. Plus, it is much more powerful now compared to the previous SUV, and that certainly makes it a good package. Do you agree with us? Do let us know in the comments and share this video with anyone who wants to or is considering buying a Skoda Kodiaq. For more such videos, keep following Car and Bike. This is Asian Vijay Raghavan signing off.